Hello and welcome back to the second game of the day. It is day 4 of Season 8 of StarLadder, and we are going to see NEXT.kz, so far unbeaten, and they will be up against Empire, who I believe will have the first game. Of course, I am not alone here today. I am actually joined by 2 people right now. First, we have got our statsman Nahaz, who will be providing you with in-game information about everything that you ever wanted to know about the game and its stats. You won't hear him, but you'll see what he does. And the person that you will hear is, of course, my co-caster, Vickermond. Welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. I'm pretty excited about this game, honestly. NEXT.kz has been having a pretty good season so far, as you mentioned in the last game, and Empire. Just a very, very strong team in general. Although my understanding is I haven't seen too many games of them in StarLadder, but they're not having the greatest StarLadder season so far.
Let's just go back. They have played 2 games in StarLadder. So I guess I was wrong with that one. They won one and they lost one, and I can look up who they won and who they lost against, I believe. But I'll do that later. But yeah, they haven't been as strong as, for example, NEXT.kz have been. As you pointed out, or as we pointed out, they have been unbeaten thus far. So I'm really excited to see how they do up against a more difficult team, because so far they haven't been having the most toughest of opponents.
I mean, Empire is a top-tier team, straight up. Oh, they lost to SSD.
Yes, they did. Yeah. You're right. Super strong dinosaurs proven to be super strong.
Looks like Arise was 14-0 on OD in that game. I didn't watch this game.
I casted it, but it was last week, so I...
yeah, they tried to pick... They did Viper against OD mid, which people think is good, but really isn't.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Viper is secret bad against OD. It's like the matchup is pretty tilted in OD's favor, but people don't know that.
No, they do, because you educated them. That's how it works. That's how casting
no,
works.
people don't believe me. I was talking about this with Gods the other day, and people were flipping out in Twitch chat, but folks, it really is favorable for OD. If Astral Imprisonment procced Corrosive Skin, it would be a lot better, but it doesn't, so it's not.
Fair enough. Why wouldn't people believe you, by the way?
I don't know. The thing about Viper is it seems like he should be really good against OD. But in reality, OD is just so strong, and Viper is such a not great hero just at baseline that it balances out the theory. Venomancer is fine against OD mid. The problem is you have a Venomancer mid. Like, DK against Speed Gaming Game 3, I believe they put Veno mid against OD, and the 1v1 was great, except every time there was a rotation, Veno would die.
Yeah, and then later on in the game, Veno doesn't really do as much as OD would.
Oh yeah, way less.
Let's take a look. Empire, they have managed to pick up the Elder Titan and the Bane. Nice combination of heroes, just strong heroes that you can put anywhere you want. We've seen them in all kinds of sorts of rotations. I mean, Elder Titan, we've seen him mid, we've seen him off lane, we've seen him support, we've even seen him safe lane, so not giving too much away about their lineup. And NEXT.kz, they go for a bit of a different lineup than what they had previous game. Still pick up the Visage, but this time secure themselves a Clockwork as their second pickup, leaving Crystal Maiden and Venomancer to support heroes that have been so popular of late, still in the pool, even after the second banning phase.
Yeah, the game has gotten to the point where there's so many overpowered heroes that you know that a bunch are going to get through, and you just have to sort of work around that. I mean, OD goes through a lot of pick ban phases without being touched, which should be crazy because the hero is so good, but he crushes lanes. But Empire, you can see, they definitely don't want to face him again, so they ban him first. But in the last game, we didn't see him banned or picked, even though he could have been. Like, he could have gone against Storm Spirit mid, and he would have absolutely demolished him.
10 seconds.
You're right.
Or he would have devoured him, I guess. He hasn't demolished anybody except for that one 3-day period in which he was called Outworld Demolisher.
Good old time, but still everybody remembers that name rather than the Destroyer. Devourer.
Devourer?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Demolisher, to be fair, was a pretty bad name, because he doesn't... people confused him with the demolish ability of Lone Druid, and they were like, well, he can't push. Like, he's a bad pusher, so why would he be a demolisher?
No buildings will fall under his fingers.
Exactly.
Well, not by him alone. I like the Marauder pickup again, by the way. NEXT.kz going for the same thing. And
I think
actually,
it's okay.
the synergy with the Clockwork is pretty nice.
It is, yeah. Clock will definitely provide somebody that's going to always get hit by that arrow, but farming Mirana, it just feels like it takes so much work to win with her. And this game, let's note, they already have a Clockwork, so they know, unless they put the Clockwork as a support, they already have a core hero who's not going to provide an alternate auto attack source or a damage source. So in the last game, Next had Mirana, Storm, Lone Druid, so only one of them needed to do well for them to have lots of damage. In this game, they have Clockwork, so Mirana, there's more pressure on Mirana this time.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put the Clockwork as support
5
here.
seconds
I mean, if you pick heroes up in the same order, then Clockwork has been picked up instead of a Crystal Maiden,
Reserved
and that's a support role, and Mirana is picked up at the same time. They do pick up an Alchemist right now, so
Dire
it
team
either has to be a Clockwork or Mirana or an Alchemist mid if they do want to put him as a core hero. And as you said, it's kind of locking them down a bit too much. I feel.
This SF pick is quite clever from Empire, I feel, because none of those three mids, if they put Mirana, Alk, Clockwork mid, none of them can effectively deny Shadowfiend his farm. So this is Empire sort of throwing the gauntlet down here and saying either you're going to give Shadowfiend a lot of farm, or you have to spend another pick picking up a mid hero and just have... this looks to me like Visage, Alchemist, Support, Mirana, Farmer, Clockwork offlane, and X mid. So they do have room for it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of mid heroes still in the pool, even though Empire did ban out and the Storm and the Puck. Two heroes that Motherfucker plays a lot. And the OD earlier as well. But they could still pick up something like a Queen of Pain. Actually, I haven't seen Queen of Pain in quite a long time. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, the reason you don't see Quap is she is very farm dependent, and she gives you less with that farm than almost most of the other mid hero options. Like she competes in the same slot as Storm and Puck, and Storm and Puck are just a lot stronger with less items. Like Quap really needs to lane for a good long while to get some levels before she can really kill anybody, and she needs an item or two. Whereas Puck, honestly, all you really need is Blink, and he's already so effective.
Well,
also, in team fights, you want your mid hero to have at least a pseudo disable. Storm has a hard disable, Puck has a soft disable, Quap doesn't have either, so she's just damage, and you can have your other heroes bring damage.
That's true. Well, let's see what NEXT.kz goes for, and if they will put any of the cores that they already have up against
4 mid bans from Empire, 5 if you count Timber. This is madness.
It is. It really is. I mean, for NEXT.kz, they banned out some strong heroes as well. The last one being the Doom. Still expecting perhaps an offlaner to be picked. Interesting ban regardless, but oh, there we go. That's your mid hero right there. Invoker.
Okay. That's a cool pick. Invoker, back in the good old days, Invoker was favored against SF mid because Cold Snap is the most annoying spell in the universe. You can't actually raise if you're getting hit with Cold Snap consistently, so Invoker can just kill him. But now with the lower base damage, I don't actually know how the matchup stacks up. It should be fairly even, I think. Empire are dire, so they're on the bad side for Shadowfiend. He's not going to get a free level.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the supports, or at least hoping for NEXT.kz, that the supports will rotate a bit early on in the game, because I feel like, what the fuck, I mean, he will do okay early on, but if Shadowfiend gets too many souls, that Invoker will be dropping back very fast.
Yeah, it's an interesting... the mid lane is the one to watch here, I think. That and wherever Alchemist is, because Alchemist is probably the best support at rotating and getting kills right now. It's him and Crystal Maiden are the two best.
Yep. We're gonna see Gyrocopter last here for Empire, so that means that they'll probably have a safe tri lane with an Elder Titan on the offlane. Mag will indeed pick that one up. They could run an aggressive tri lane. What do you expect here? Because I'm thinking safe, but...
It'll probably be offlane. I think it's just gonna be offlane Elder Titan. Probably. I mean, Naga Bane, yeah, if they go with Gyrocopter has a lot of damage, but neither support deals any damage, so I don't know. Might not be quite enough. It's very dangerous to put something like this against Alchemist lane, because he's just going to hit you with stun, and then you die, and you're very sad. Also, like, the problem with Gyro here is how's he gonna get, like, yes, they can do Entangle to bring people in, but if Gyro eats a stun, he's just, like, the stun alone will give you both a arrow and at least one soul assumption, and Gyro's not tanky early.
No, especially not if you're assuming that there will be a Sunstrike coming up from Motherfucker, depending on what kind of build he goes for, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually saw a pretty good Quaswex Invoker yesterday in the Mineski Myth Trust. He was just destroying people with the MP. But that was against Morphling, who you really want to be able to mana drain, so this is probably going to be an Exort Invoker.
Yeah, I heard I missed some epic games there yesterday.
Yeah, Game 2 was... Game 2... Yeah, no, Game 2 was really good.
Okay, I'm still gonna make the VOD, so I'm still gonna see them, and hopefully let other people see them as well. Because, yeah, have to see those epic games. At least game 2.
For sure.
We have
The
got
other
pause.
two games were okay, but game 2 was funny. Really funny.
Okay.
What do you think about the lineups? Who do you favor off draft?
I have to say, I kind of... Like, I'm kind of not too impressed with either. It really depends on those early game rotations, and in this case, I'm expecting, like, Alchemist being the support and Equal will then be on the solo lane. But it looks like... I don't know. I think it will be Empire. If I'm looking at purely lineups. Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Purely because that Gyrocopter offers so much late game, and he has that one big escape. Like, if he goes for a Rapier, then he'll be able to do everything that he wants to. And so far, I mean, only with the Mantis as a carry, and I like Mirana, I like her a lot, but as a main core carry, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I like her in that, like, 2-3 role where she gets some farm and she just, like, constantly arrows people. The Sing Sing role, basically. I think Sing Sing understands the hero better than anybody else playing her right now.
Yeah, just create opportunities all over the map, not farm until you're, you know, fat. Because if you're farming Mirana, you can't farm faster than a Gyrocopter. There's no way.
I think all they have to do to like win this game, or at least to put themselves way ahead, all Empire has to do is gank Invoker consistently. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. Shadow Fiend needs to do well enough early that he can actually burst him down if an Entangle lands. If an Ensnare lands. But if they do that, they've solved almost all their problems. Because you can let... Mirana is a hero who, like, is the exact opposite of Anti-Mage. Like, you can't let Anti-Mage farm after he gets Battle Fury. But you can let Mirana free farm for, like, 30 minutes, and she's still not that impressive.
Yep.
So you don't have to gank her compared to just kill Invoker a few times and then just roll over. Just 5 push at, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah, so for NEXT.kz, those supports, it's very important for them to make already something happen early on, or at least keep that Invoker safe. And perhaps, you know, with making things happen, force the attention away from the Invoker. And Mirana has to start rotating early on. That's basically what she needs to be doing.
I mean, NEXT.kz have the support Alk. I think support Alk is so strong that I'm loath to actually say they have, like, a bad draft, because whenever you get Alk Visage, these are probably the 2 best supports. Like, Crystal Maiden's more versatile as a pick, so you usually pick her over them, but just in terms of raw power, Visage is insane. Alk is insane.
Now let's take a look at who is playing what here, as the horn has sounded. So we are going to have ourselves a game soon. Double damage rune will be denied. Nobody will have it. Starting off with Empire, Silent will play the Gyrocopter here on the top lane. He'll be supported by Always Wanna Fly, who's playing the Bane. Looks like we're going to see Vanscore maybe helping out mid slightly, for the first couple of levels, but he is playing as Naga Siren, as Resolution will take on the mid role as a Shadow Fiend, who has got the most successful block here. And then on the bottom lane,
he crushed that block. Well, Wadafaka did do intentionally, like, the one creep block, but still. Resolution's block was really good.
Yeah, and then we have got, like Mag last one. We already have a smoke going, though. But the smoke already ticked off, and Vanscore already scouted out Reeves and Amazing, so there's no way this is gonna turn into a kill. They know they need to help mid, though. That's good.
Well, actually, Resolution is in a pretty bad spot here, because he's getting out-laned substantially. He's 1 for 0, and Wadafaka is 2 for 3. So that choice of... He's pooled Tangos. I mean, they were both pooled, but the fact that he was pooled Tangos and got the Null Talisman, he's just pulling this lane way, way, way back, and Resolution's gonna miss maybe a creep kill or 2.
Oh, that's a good... Well, it's a good line of events, I think. I mean, 4 souls for Resolution. It will, like, no matter if he is behind slightly right now, as long as nobody's interrupting his souls, he should be doing okay.
If he doesn't die, he's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Are you expecting Wadafaka in this game to be going for something like a Hand of Midas on his Invoker?
I think Hand of Midas is pretty core on Invoker these days, so yes, I do expect it. And that's part of the problem, is that he won't be that effective early, but Invoker is so level dependent. He's probably the most level dependent hero in the game. Like, if you take heroes at level 25 with no items, Invoker's probably the best one. So he really needs levels, and that's what Midas gives him.
Well, we'll see if he'll get there fast enough. And if so far Empire doesn't create stuff to happen, they are trying to counter ward here, even though they kind of failed, because there's no ward here on the top lane at all. Actually, there's still 1 ward missing from the map, isn't there? Like, from NEXT.kz, they've played one on the high ground to make sure that they're...
Visage is holding the other one.
Oh, top lane, Nightmare up on the Clockwork. They'll be in a Riptide or then Snare rather than a Rocket Barrage. There's no way you're gonna get out of that one. Cogs are not. First blood spilled. Oh, always with a fly. Still taking a lot of damage from the tower. The Cogs forcing him into the tower. Sunstrike, boom! Dead. Invoker gets at least some kind of retaliation. Nicely done.
Yeah, very, very good kill. That's the other thing about not running an aggressive try is it's easy kills on Clockwork when you have both supports up here. Like there's just no way for him to survive basically. So they get the kill, but yeah, the trade, nice, good eye from Wadafaka landing that Sunstrike. Always Wanna didn't even try to zigzag. I think I don't know what he was thinking, but he did get nailed by it.
Yep, he did. Indeed.
I forgot to introduce NEXT.kz. I just realized. I'm sorry.
I didn't realize
No,
at all.
it's completely my fault. Amazing and Reeves are the two supports on Visage and Alchemist, rotating into the mid again to try to kill Resolution. I'll try to introduce everybody else before that happens. Mantis in the bottom lane is the farming Mirana for the second game in a row. The mid is Wadafaka on the Invoker, and the top is Equal on the Clockwork.
Yeah, and it looks like this gank, NEXT.kz, they're not going to find anybody because actually Resolution is taking a creep camp here to get some extra souls to his name, and in the meantime, Nightmare up on Equal again, and Snare, Rocket Barrage, no Cogs this time, no tower to help out this time, and Equal will drop for the second time to Silent.
Yeah, it's just so easy to kill Clock with this lineup. Like, all you need is the gyro to be able to hit him with Rocket Barrage, and you know that's going to happen because you can Nightmare him and he won't Cogs. So it's not Equal's fault. Like, there's no way for him to survive in this lane.
There's no way. And NEXT.kz, they don't have the same kind of ability to do that to Mag, because he's got a spear to scout things out for him. He actually got
they can't do anything to Mag. No. Yeah, I agree. Elder Titan's just too stupid. What they need to be doing is killing Shadow Fiend, but Resolution has been playing so smart and so defensive that they can't get the kills.
Yeah, just, I mean, as we mentioned earlier, not dying is his only goal. No matter if he gives up some farm for it, that's still okay. He's getting, I mean, he's got 20 souls. He's doing nice. 24-3 on last hits. Wadafaka sitting on 21-11, so very even. And it looks like indeed he will be going Midas as Cold Snap comes in. Equal as well. Cogs, this could be a kill. Sunstrike comes in. Resolution will take a fall. That's going to be a good one. Equal tanking up the tower because he can apparently live through that, but that's the right thing to do right there.
Yeah. Even without the... Like, Resolution was definitely expecting ganks from the supports, but he saw the supports with the Observer Ward, so he wasn't as scared. But very smart play from Clockwork, honestly. And he gets the XP that he's not getting in lane by doing rotations like that.
Yep, successful one of that. Good one for him. He got boots as well, which definitely showed, because Shadow Fiend did not have boots up until now, so he couldn't really get away from that at all. And we do have a Hand of Midas picked up. The first one goes to the Gyrocopter, as if he's not farming fast enough. He's highest on last hits. He's got 2 kills to his name, and he now also has a Hand of Midas. So this is a very scary Gyrocopter.
Definitely. And how close is Mantis? Oh, he's 1 creep kill away from his Midas. So the thing is that Gyro is just going to be so much stronger at any level of farm than Mirana is. It's part of my thing about Mirana is like Gyro's just better at everything. Except Mirana has that amazing stun, of course, on the arrow. Yeah, and Gyro's stun, while OP, is a little less OP than arrow.
Yep, and you have to kind of, like, if you want to be having those perfect moments with the Mirana, you kind of have to rotate around. You can't be the core farmer for your team. So I'm hoping that once Mirana reaches level 7 or 8 or something like that, then maybe she'll rotate around, and maybe they'll give farm to Reeves instead. I actually wouldn't mind that, just to make him a bit of a semi-core as well.
Yeah, the problem with doing that is you need Alchemist to get levels, because for a support Alchemist, you're not going to pick up Grievel's Greed until after you max both... oh, here they go. They're going to try the Concoction.
Yep, hitting up on
too
Resolution.
Far, I think.
Yeah, they're not going to go for that. And Moonlight Shadow even comes out just in case. There was a comeback from Empire themselves. We do have... Well, was want to fly rotate mid because of it, though. Places the sentry. Nicely done. Next time...
Oh, Mag is arrowed. So maybe, but he's pretty tanky.
He's so tanky. Indeed. That shield helping out. Not even a soul assumption coming out from Amazing. Did he have the mana? Yeah, he did. Just didn't want to use it.
It wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah. And Equal goes down bottom lane. That's just harassment from the flag cannon. The ensnare was still there, the Riptide as well, but overall, not even a Rocket Barrage used, I think. Cooldown was used though, that helped.
So, the thing about giving Alchemist farm is you can't afford to not level Concoction to max, and really you need at least 2 or 3 ranks of Acid Spray as well as his ultimate. So, the time that you want your support Alchemist to transition into farming is when he hits about level 10 through 12, when he starts getting Greevil's Greed. And right now Alchemist is 3. So even if you gave him farm right now, he's really not going to be able to use it effectively.
Yes, I got a hand of Midas.
Yeah, you can go Midas. The thing is that he really wants things like Medallion. It's a little more important. Visage is they're having a rough time getting levels for the supports, honestly. It's the same situation that we had last game with Flipside, where the supports spend all their time rotating and they end up level starved.
Yeah, they rotated so often mid and not getting anything in return because, as you pointed out, Resolution just playing very careful. And, well, it shows. It's working out nicely for Empire, though. I mean, they've got decent levels on their support, maybe not as high as you might want them to, but level 4 on the Bane, level 5 on the Naga Siren is still going to be higher than the supports of NEXT.kz. And their ults are definitely as important as the ults of NEXT.kz. I mean, level 6 on the Alchemist, okay, great. You've got yourself Chemical Rage.
Yeah,
the familiars
it's good,
are
but
big
it's not,
deal, but
yeah. It's not life-changing. The clock is the guy that really needs level 6, and right now you just see him wandering around.
Yep, with the haste rune though, but we'll run out. Not able to get anything with it. The haste rune got scouted out, or at least the pickup got scouted out. We have in the meantime a go on the bottom lane. Looks like Reeves is forced out. They won't be able to get a kill, but they do force him out of experience range if the tower kills off some more. Always want to fly. Oh god, Sunstrike. Oh my god, not hitting. So close.
Yeah,
so
he was
far.
going in a straight line, so that's Whatafaka's fault. But still, he's Whatafaka's had an amazing game. Like, take a look at his denies against Shadowfiend. 30. Yeah.
That's pretty insane. He's actually highest on last hits as well.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well. And Mirana's doing okay as well. But the thing is that they haven't shut down Gyro at all, and he has 3 kills.
Yeah, and I'm really expecting Mance, now that he's level 8, to rotate around, but he probably wants to get, like, some kind of item before he rotates. Oh, top lane indeed. We have got ourselves a dead Alchemist. Fanscore is gonna get Sunstrike perhaps. Ooh, not dying from it though. Did hit. But 80 health left. He's just fine. Silent flies himself away
survives.
as well.
Yeah, Whatafaka, that time really on point, just not... Barely not enough damage.
Stick charge is helping out as well, of course.
Well, he used it after.
Yeah.
So he didn't use them before it hit.
Well, Gyrocopter still doing fine. I mean, of course, they rotated top to try and slow his farm down, but it's not really working out all too much. I mean, he's now got 4 kills.
Yeah, it's not good.
He is doing amazingly well. I mean, if we look at the net worth, then he is 1.5k higher than the second highest. And I mean, there's no towers down anywhere on the map. So it's not that. It's just those kills.
It's really, really scary just because that was a good attempt, but it was defensive from NEXT.kz. It was after Reeves was already in an ensnare and getting hit by cooldown, so Reeves didn't cast any spells during that fight. And they've held down Resolution, but so far it's not quite enough just to hold down Resolution. You need to do something about Gyro. And now they might not have the levels to do that. Oh, nice arrow attempt on Mag, but he's still... Oh my god, he's gonna get out. Nope,
it's gonna be in time. Mag, he's dead. Nicely done.
Yeah. Good gank. Elder Titan, not quite level 6. His ult isn't that relevant. He might not even take it at 6, so...
No, he's still doing fine on the bottom lane. I mean, we haven't really talked about that Elder Titan. But...
He's gonna carry their mech, it looks like.
Yep. You know, the Ring of Regen. I mean, always want to fly is not getting enough farm of it for it.
Yeah, all the supports are super starved.
Yeah. They are level 6 though, or at least Naga Siren is, so Song is there should something happen on the top lane. And there's really nothing that's gonna hurt Silent at this point. He's even got the Helm of the Dominator.
Yeah, I'm really scared for NEXT.kz about this Gyro. I feel like it's just going to get scarier and scarier. But maybe they can, if they can put some kills on him. I mean, he's about a half reliable, half unreliable, so killing him would be a big deal. He's got a kill streak at this point too, so he's worth what, 500-ish?
Yeah, he is a pretty wealthy or pretty good target. High bounty on his head. It's just that who is going to snipe him off? It has to be the Mirana. And
it has to be. It could be Clockwork. The thing is, Clockwork's gone rocket first, which but still, if he lands a hookshot and you land a Sunstrike, you get that kill.
You need something else with there, though, with that.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe an acid spray or a stun coming off an alchemist. That would be enough.
Yeah, once Gyro has BKB, though, this is going to be so hard.
Yeah. That is definitely true, and I'm still waiting for Mantis to try and rotate around, trying to find those arrows. I mean, Shadow Fiend hasn't even rotated just yet, and he is building towards his BKB fairly fast. And you know, once
He's
they
caught
both
up
have
to
their
Invoker,
BKB, good luck with that.
I agree. Once there are 2 BKBs up, Invoker's going to really struggle because he's not quite far enough ahead that he can just dominate through that.
And we've got a pause coming off from Vanscore.
Mirana is really weak to an early BKB as well, is the thing. Because her damage doesn't tilt towards... Like, if you make a pie chart of her damage, magical versus physical, the physical doesn't take priority until, like, 25, even later in the game, like, really, really late. She's mostly magic-oriented because of the arrow and the Starstorm.
Yeah, the Starstorm is really one that she relies on, especially for ganks. You land an arrow, jump forward, Starstorm, and, you know, that's most of your damage right there, and then you try to snipe them off before they run away, but if your Starstorm doesn't do anything to begin with, that's your main nuke kind of gone. Even then you
and even
really
if
have
somebody,
to surprise them with the arrow.
If your Gyrocopter and Clockwork hookshots you just, as soon as the hookshot expires, it's only 1 second, you could pop your BKB, and then the Sunstrike and the arrow, if they're following up, neither of them will hit. You probably can just break out of the cogs and just walk away.
It's scary times for NEXT.kz. What do you think that they have to do right now? Because Empire is on the right track, obviously. They're doing just fine. They're not in a hurry because they've got this late game. But what do you suggest for NEXT.kz to be doing to change their fate?
Well, they lost the tier 1 top tower, so it is difficult to get ganks into the gyro area. But I think if they... let's take a look at their levels. They need to push down like 1 or 2 tier 1 towers and then kill Gyro and Shadow Fiend, which is easier said than done. Trying to figure out what the best plan for them is. I think that Mirana just has to start being more active, period. Even though she's not farmed yet, she has to do more.
Equal in the nightmare, Rocket Barrage, call down, all comes out. Equal might actually live through this though, and a teleport comes in from the Alchemist, landing a stun, but no follow-up. Or Sunstrike, still silent, taking quite a bit of a beating. Can't make it work though. Can't make it work.
Yeah, Clockwork has no health or mana, so he can't do anything. Again, no Mirana. I think Mirana has to get active.
Well, he tried to
like
land
if
an
she had
arrow
TP'd over, they actually could probably get the kill, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even if the teleport wasn't like there straight away, you could still leap forward. He has been skilling his leap before the leveling up the arrow. So he should have been able to do that, especially knowing that the cooldown was on cooldown.
Right, exactly. I think even though he comes 2 seconds later than the Alchemist, it doesn't actually matter because Alchemist got a 3-second stun off. So he could just launch his arrow as soon as he spawns in, then leap forward, and I think it's a pretty easy kill on Gyro there, and that's who they need to kill.
Yeah, not that high of a record for Mirana with Hand of Midas. I guess that comes down to what you said earlier, like, you have to have the Sing Sing way of playing, you have to be active, you have to be ganking all the time. That's the most successful Mirana that you can have.
I think the hero is just like, you look at this hero's spells, and what is so compelling about running her as a hard farmer? Like, she just... Okay, Leap is like a pseudo-steroid ability, but... I don't know. Like, yeah, she's level dependent, but you can get those levels with kills. It's less the Hand of Midas in and of itself, as if you're running Hand of Midas, it probably means you're 1 position, and that's just the weakest spot for her.
Oh,
Reeves is in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he has got his ultimate pop,
nice deafening blast.
And in comes a song. That's gonna be them trying to maybe go
they
for
should leave.
No, they are leaving.
No way.
They are leaving.
Yeah, this is smart. Empire's a really smart team. They're not gonna do something like that. Meanwhile, Elder Titan 8 an arrow, and this might actually be a tower for Mirana, so...
Yeah?
She should leap, though.
Herself.
She should have leapt, but it would have been faster, but this is still fine.
Yeah, takes the tower, almost has got herself her Desolator ready, so that's going to be helping her out, and perhaps that's going to be her cue for being more active on the map. As Van's score is actually quite low here. Is there a hookshot ready? No, that's not cooldown still. Blade Mill almost ready for the Clockwork himself. And that's 2 towers taken in quick succession of each other. NEXT.kz getting a big boost of gold because of it.
Yeah, and that's actually exactly what they need to be doing, is taking two tier 1 towers, get a little bit of map control. I wish one of the towers was top rather than bottom, but this is where Mirana happens to be, so this is the one that's going down. And they have Dezo for Mirana now, so they're going straight for some damage and split push potential. I think that's pretty smart. It's going to generate a little bit of pressure on Empire, who don't have the greatest anti-push. It's really mostly... I mean, it's wherever Shadow Fiend and Gyro are, but that's also good knowledge. Like, if Gyro's countering a push, that's where you gank.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, I just asked you thought that NEXT.kz should be doing, and you said pick up 1 and 2 or 2 tier 1 towers. Well, there you have it. They're listening.
They, I mean, they're a good team. NEXT.kz is perennially surprising. Like, nobody knows who they are, but they always can take games. They can take games off of almost any team. Not every team, but most teams.
Yeah, they are definitely a solid team.
Yikes.
One of the more
Dude, the
underrated
stack.
team. Yes. Large sum of gold coming the way of Silence here, and he has
Too bad there
already
aren't
got
dragons.
his BKB ready.
Oh, there's one set of dragons, but still.
Yeah, we do have clockwork around here.
Yeah, they know. Oh, man!
Oh god.
Oh
Mantis, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, he is so dead. Well, that happened. I mean, that was the first time Arana died. That's very awkward. Did he leap from one side? Like,
Yep.
oh god.
He
That's-
sure did.
That's just bad. Fiend script now up. Clockwork still popping up the blade mail, but I don't think that resolution cares. Kills him off anyway. I mean, that is just...
Video games.
Yes. Video games.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't have any word for that.
Yeah, that's actually a really big deal. They lose the tower off of that too.
Yep.
I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, that may actually have been his intention, which I don't
That's
know.
troublesome. and
Cancel the
that's a
CP Mantis. Okay.
Yeah, whew. Otherwise, he would have done it again. I mean,
Yeah.
he just died for the first time this game, and it just...
That was pretty Woe Dota funny time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna say, you know, making mistakes is totally human.
Dire's top tower
It is.
under attack.
It happens to the best of
I
us. Arrow.
don't know what was he trying to do. Maybe he was trying to leap to the low ground to give himself like be able to steal with rocket flare some of the ancients, which would have been a very clever little play. But it's really low like margin. Like the advantage you gain is so low compared to the risk.
Yep. That was a bit of an awkward thing there. Well, they did take a tier 1 tower bottom, Empire that is, off of the back of that. They did some damage to the tier 2, but not really any significant damage. In the meantime, they got some time top. They didn't manage to take the tower though, and with them, I mean NEXT.kz this time. Wow, I have to stop doing that. Like, in my mind, I know who I mean with they and them.
Oh, always want to fly so good. How did he remove the nightmare?
You can
I don't get how he removed it, but he somehow put
You
it
can
nightmare.
remove
Oh, he
your
did
own
nightmare
nightmare.
end. Oh my god, that was so next level. He dodged the unstable concoction, then did nightmare end and walked away from the sunstrike. That's really good.
It is indeed. There's 4 heroes here for Empire, by the way. If they've got a song, if someone moves up too high, then they can initiate. But we already see NEXT.kz. They don't want to be taking that fight. They back off.
Yeah, I mean, if they killed Bane, it would be one thing, but Always Want to Fly is another really underrated player. People don't know who this guy is, but he's like one of the strongest European supports, I think.
I think that Always Want to Fly is one of the people that people do know who he is. I hope so, anyways. I like to think that
I just
they
feel like
do.
Empire in general is the most underhyped team. Like, they're so good, and nobody like invites them to things. Nobody like talks about them as a tier 1 team.
They are, though. I mean, they showed
They
that in
are,
the previous StarLadder season as well.
Yeah, they can take games. Not every team can take games off Navi, but Empire regularly does.
Yep. In the meantime, we've got Mantis having his Yasha about done. Yep, there we go. So that's his next step towards being ready to be more active on the map, I hope. I mean, his previous attempt to be more active on the map didn't really work out as intended. We have Wadafaka going for Scythe of Vice, so he should be having that fairly soon. It looks like we're gonna have perhaps a Roshan attempt though, and that would put Empire very high up.
I love this stat. It's a little mean because people don't usually go Midas on support Alk, and they always go it on carry Alk. But in this case, it's a support Alk going Midas, so he's getting unfairly compared to
Yep.
people who get higher farm priority. But I think this was your call, Sheeper, so actually a really good call. And this is NEXT.kz feeling like they're more behind than they wanted to be, so they feel the pressure to morph the Alk into more of a carry role.
Yeah, they have to, because they haven't been able to be as successful as I feel like they should have been in the early game. With being able to keep Empire.
When you have
at bay.
Alk Visage, it's such an aggressive support pair. The only more aggressive pair is Alk CM. So you need to generate kills early, and they didn't. But honestly, their response is really smart. Like, take a little bit of map control with the towers. They really need tier 1 top is the only thing. And then just farm up the Alk. If you get a quick Assault Cross, suddenly Gyro is a little less scary at least.
Yeah, I still think that Shadow Fiend is still very scary.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, he's now almost got himself a Chrysalis ready.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, normally you'd only have one source where the damage is going to come from, but by the time that Alchemist actually is able to be having a fairly decent participation in the team, there's so much physical damage coming up from Empire that I'm not sure that NEXT.kz can kind of cast all their spells and like in the duration of the after the duration of the BKBs, obviously, to be taken down both Shadow Fiend and Gyrocopter is going to be so difficult. Because still most of the damage comes from the spells.
No, I agree. I mean, I think Empire... The other thing is, Empire has such a dangerous lineup to like walk into. If you want to start a fight, you really... If you know that Naga Siren's sleep is up, you can't pick a fight. Because Elder Titan, Naga Siren, Shadow Fiend with his ultimate, Gyro with his ultimate, like... You'd have to be pretty YOLO to walk into that. So they just have to play around it, farm up, try to push, try to split push. At least they have Dezo Morana, so they have a credible split pusher.
Hey, that trivia, what would you say? 3 heroes that have picked up Hand of Midas more than 75 times in this patch.
In this patch, more than 75 times. Is it 3 heroes besides a certain hero, or is it 3 heroes in general?
Just 3 heroes. The 3 heroes that are highest.
I don't know. Let me think about it for a second. What do you think?
I'm thinking at least 1 or 2 carries. But, you know, for it to be picked up 75 times, the hero has to be picked up 75 times as well.
Yes, that's a really good
so
point.
That's...
except for, of course, VIII, who picked up four Midases in one game that one time, remember?
Yes, that's
true. It was Alliance trolling some hapless team in some tier 3 tournament.
Because, you know, Crystal Maiden has built a lot of Hand of Midases. Okay.
Yep, definitely. Lifestealer, my guesses are Lifestealer, Weaver, maybe? I feel like Weaver still gets a lot of picks.
Yeah.
And... I don't know. Furion? I'm just spitballing, I don't know.
Furion doesn't get picked up that often. Actually, Reeves, well, manages to get a son of
I
a
don't know.
resolution.
Furion got picked up a lot in like the first few weeks, and less since then. So I don't know. The other ones would be like... No, I don't know. I don't have any more guesses.
Well, Empire is having a bit of a siege here, while Equal is standing on the high ground looking for an opening. Can't find it though, and actually Empire backs away. They don't take the tower, they don't want to give NEXT.kz the chance to deny that tower. That wouldn't be good for them. They want
Comedy
to have
option is Crystal Maiden for that trivia, right?
Well, I kind of feel like because it's a trivia, there has to be like one hero that you don't expect to be in there.
Yeah, I don't know. All the good heroes are never picked, like Medusa and Bristle God and Necro God.
Just because you place God at the back of their
but
names,
China's way ahead of the meta right now. What's up, sorry?
Just because you place God at the end of the names doesn't mean they're awesome. Just saying.
No, Bristle really is awesome though. Is the thing. Like, I think IG plays him a lot, and one other team, VG, plays him a lot, and they always win with him. He's genuinely like, I'm not messing around. He really is really strong. Silent is gonna die. This is a really great kill.
Yep, hook shot up in. That's the first time that he dies. That's gonna be 710 gold to the Invoker. That's a lot of gold going to that Invoker that already had finished his Scythe of Ice, because that's the reason why they could pick him off.
Yeah, that was really, really great. This is exactly what NEXT.kz needs to be doing. Is, like I said, they can't pick a 5v5 fight, but if they have good vision, which this ward was really instrumental to getting that kill, they can just pick people off when they're farming jungles. Like, this ward is actually really smart too, because it's in a safe spot, and it covers if Empire are trying to steal their jungle, because they have the tier 1 bottom. So I think NEXT.kz are playing this exactly correctly, and Empire, I mean, they're just moving towards Butterfly and Gyro, so they don't have a reason to start a fight either.
Oh, Reeves, looks like he's out. Nice Moonlight Shadow helping him out. Nature's Prophet, Lifestealer, and Crystal Maiden. There you go. Nature's Prophet was right, Lifestealer was right, and Crystal Maiden.
Okay.
There had to be one of those in there.
Well, I think I guessed all 4. I just... Weaver was my other guess, but
I think so
did
too.
get Crystal Maiden comedy option, which turned out to be the real thing.
Yep. Kudos to you. You win.
I win. CM Midas is ridiculous, though. The hero is so strong. Like, that puppy CM at DreamHack.
That was just insane.
Heart of Tarrasque. Oh no!
Silent, the second time he gets hexed up again. He looks like he'll be able to make it out this time. The song comes in to save his life, and maybe Equal and Motherfucker have a bit of an issue with this. In comes the Earth Splitter, up on 2, will hit up on both. Equal taking a lot of damage from that, still has the Blade Mill up. Always gonna fly, very patient, but will be able to take him down. So that's gonna be only one dead.
That could have been worse. They could have lost Invoker.
Yep, I think so too.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah, Lone Druid Mirana. Mirana, 65 Midases, and it's not even good. Damn. But yeah, that makes sense. Lone Druid, of course, not picked that much, but he's another hero who every time he's picked, he goes Midas. You never see Lone Druids not going Midas these days, basically.
True. We've got ourselves the Butterfly ready for the Gyrocopter. That got slightly delayed by that kill earlier on, but still was able to pick it up afterwards. I mean, he did get the kill on the Clockwork. That was his doing, his gold. And there's finally the Night Tower. Still the Night though, so NEXT.kz is going to be happy with that. The towers though are now won in favor of Empire. And that mid-tier one is a very important point for NEXT.kz in terms of map control. Because look at the wards. Like, Empire has got control over the entire river. Over the entire river.
They never want... Yeah, they never want that Invoker thing on Gyrocopter happening again, so they've warded to prevent it, which is smart. I think their vision is really, really good right now. And it's going to become harder for NEXT.kz to generate that. They're consistently trying to open up the map to generate these gank opportunities, and with good vision it's much harder. But Mantis is done with Mantis style, so the Mirana will be a pretty scary split pusher.
Yeah, definitely. Since she died, she hasn't been able to be involved in any more kills. I'm still kind of disappointed with her lack of involvement here in this game, but it could work out. I mean, she went the same build as previous games. Split pushing is still very strong whenever you have a Desolator, so it's still an option. I'm still kind of worried for NEXT.kz, but they do have an Alchemist almost having his BKB ready. Perhaps that's going to help out.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, Shiva. They look good right now because there's only 12 kills at 26 minutes, but a 5v5 fight is like... NEXT.kz has to play so close to perfectly, and Empire has to play so sloppily to lose a 5v5 fight, and sooner or later you're gonna have one. Like, NEXT.kz would have to be so lucky for Empire to just not fight them 5-on-5.
Yeah, and then you've got 2 BKBs to deal with, a song that Empire can use to back off or initiate with, you've got a Fiend script, you've got a mechanism on the side of Empire. I believe that NEXT.kz don't have one yet. Visage is still building towards it, so that's already a big difference. And it looks like Empire, they're done playing nice. They find that they've got everything they need. They might still have the song on cooldown, but they've got it up in the bottom lane, all 5 of them. Are looking to find a fight. And as you said, oh, they're actually going to initiate? They are. Well, there's the sentry ward down, so good luck with that. That's a Moonlight Shadow kind of wasted.
The Aegis was just reclaimed like 5 seconds ago, so resolution only 1 life instead of 2.
Well, that's going to be at least a bit of an impact. Perhaps they're going to back off because of it. The arrow is already used. Silent was able to dodge it. Tower will still live. NEXT.kz still all 5 hanging around the tower while the familiars are taken down top, or trying to.
It'll take forever though, without Mirana there.
Oh, now that the Meteor and the Deafening Blast are on cooldown, they go in.
Yuck.
This song... That's gonna be an Earth Splitter coming out as well, but a lot of trouble has to be forced out already. Requiem of Souls coming through. Looks like the only one that they're getting is Mantis, but that is the main physical damage dealer on the side of NEXT.kz. They can't defend their tower anymore. There's just no way. Look at everybody dropping so low.
Yeah, it's too tough. Again, that wasn't even that great of a fight from Empire, but it's good enough. More than good enough.
That was just a bit of an over-hasty initiation from NEXT.kz. Why would they throw out so many spells so early?
I don't know. Against Naga, it's so delicate because, yeah, she can just respond. And that was a very well-timed sleep from Vanscore.
Yep, I agree.
They don't get that much out of it, honestly. All they killed was Mirana, but even so, it's a good fight for them.
I kind of feel like they could have pressured the tower more and could have actually taken it, but...
Maybe. It's tough. Like, you have to be very careful about how close you get. The Alchemist alone can stun you for so long that if you get stunned in tower range, you probably lose whichever hero it is.
Yeah, and
Gyro has crappy range too, so they gotta be careful.
I guess they still aren't really in any hurry because they're still doing really well. I mean, Gyro is sitting on 3,600 gold. He's got 7 of the 8 kills for his team. How about that? The only kill that he doesn't have is the one that Shadowfiend has, which is Evoker.
Silent is really, in my opinion, grown as a carry player in the last month or two. He used to be like this really, really limited player, like very much like bad Russian Dota style carry, where he would only play heroes that would dive, and he would dive no matter how the game was going, and he would just die and lose. But he's really mellowed out a little bit, so he still plays very aggressively. Like you can see, he has 7 kills, but he dies a lot less. I think his average deaths per game has fallen a lot, and he's better at late game farming as well. He's better at getting last hits.
Yeah, I fully agree.
He had the lowest last hit average of any carry for a while, but he's a lot better now.
He has found the perfect balance in terms of being able to be aggressive and not be aggressive, kind of.
Yeah.
Knowing when he's forced to back off. Maybe it's helping that he is maybe listening more to a captain. Could be working out. Like learning how to play more under a captain.
Yeah. So Shiver, you've watched this team a little more recently than I have. What's your take at this point? Like, how's Resolution fitting in with the team? How does it compare to when Scandal was on it?
Well, I normally like Resolution's play. That hasn't changed. I still feel like it's a bit different, but Resolution just overall, I think we talked about that like season 5 of StarLadder perhaps or something like that, when Resolution was an IC Cup and he was one of the more promising players of the scene, and it hasn't changed. Yeah. He's been growing a lot. Oh, but he's
nice
also getting hookshot up. Oh, that Sunstrike is not gonna hit though. The song comes out, and perhaps I can turn this around. The Moonlight Shadow. They still see them, but they're actually backing off. Don't want to be fighting just now. Oh, Deafening Blast. Nope, misses as well.
Yeah, they did force the Naga ult, which is on a longer cooldown than the Clockwork ult, so it's I think that's okay, even if they didn't get the kill. And although, honestly, just again, it's smart play from Vanscore and Always Wanna Fly, because Vanscore is staying with Resolution, knowing that something like that can happen. So when he has the sleep, he's there defensively, because he doesn't need to be farming. He can just help Resolution.
Yeah, I guess that brings me back to the question you just asked, because I feel like Resolution fits more into different kind. Like, he is a solid mid player, but I find him to be able to play also passive when he needs to, while I always thought that Scandal kind of needed to have an aggressive hero to be successful. I don't have the same feeling with Resolution.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I mean, we'll see how it works out. I think Empire still are really, they're just so strong. I still expect them to grow even more and be even better with time.
Oh yeah, I'm
they're
not
relatively
saying that
like
Scandal
young
is,
as a team still.
Was a bad mid or anything like that.
Calling him a burden? Saying he was bye-bye burden?
No, it wasn't that. I like Empire.
Of course, the last time somebody called somebody a burden, that the first somebody retired like a week later, so...
True.
I'm still really sad about that.
Yeah, it is.
I think Chuan was one of the best players in the world, and it's really sad to see him go.
I'm kind of expecting him to still come back. I mean, how many people have said they've retired?
Right? Hasn't he moved back? Like, he's in Malaysia.
Yes.
So, what teams? Like, Southeast Asia is so weak now.
Titan.
Including Titan, yeah. Like, I bet they've asked him, but like, if you're Chuan, like, you've been world champion, and you're on a team that is not going to be a world champion. Like, I think it's really tough to make that decision. Nice steal. Oh, they didn't get it. Thought they'd get the haste.
Oh, hook shot. Silent might be some trouble. Again, the cogs don't lock him in, but the Hex is still there. Looks like he might be able to turn this around. BKB and Song at the same time. Might be slightly missed time, but the cooldown still comes down.
What if gonna force step out, so he's fine.
Yeah, looks like nobody apart from Reeves dies. He was slightly on the wrong side of the fight. I think he could have run the other way around and then would have been fine.
Reeves was like, "Are we going, guys? Are we going?"
Yeah.
And no, the answer is no.
No. Everybody back off. And without Reeves, I actually think they should be able to take this Roshan. I mean, the hook shot is on cooldown. They know that. The arrow still hits upon Always Wanna Fly. Sunstrike as well, but it doesn't take him down. 20 health. Leap forward. Nice kill still for the Clockwork, but Mantis turns on his BKB, still taking a lot of damage. Mag, Soul Assumption doesn't kill him off just yet. Deafening Blast, Flak Cannons, that will do the job. Flak Cannons MVP. Gyrocopter with another kill to his name, equal. Backing up the slow on Resolution from Amazing, helping out.
Yeah, it's just too much damage. They're executing well, NEXT.kz, but the problem is that they're so, like, they have a Mirana, and Empire have Gyrocopter and Shadow Fiend and freaking Elder Titan, who makes all of your heroes do all pure damage, basically. So, what do you do? Like, you can't win a fight. It's almost physically impossible to do it. Halberd is a great pickup for Clockwork here, but I don't know. I don't think it's enough.
Well, Mirana, her BKB is not having that much effect, as you said. It's mostly physical damage anyway. And the split pushing is not really working out too great. I mean, all the tier 2s are down in the outer lane, so that's nice for them, but it's so difficult right now if you're NEXT.kz. Like, they're fighting an uphill battle, and the gold difference as well as the experience difference is really not that much. It's really very even. But I feel
they're
that's
ahead
because,
technically, but
yeah. But I feel that's because
Doesn't really
Empire
matter.
hasn't really tried. Like, they are not
Yeah.
the ones that are in a hurry. They are not the ones that are trying to make things happen.
Empire can still like fill their inventory and nice
hook shot
God,
and
these hook
Hex
shots.
again. Cogs lock him out again though, an equal. Force back, force staff on silent. Cold Snap still comes after him though. He does have a BKB, will turn it on. Cold down as well. Reeves has to get away from that rocket barrage. He turns on his own BKB as well. Arrow will miss though. Silent on the run. Deafening blast still hits him. Perhaps they can catch him still. Tornado will hold him in place for a little while longer. Does make the stun. Miss though, and a stomp from the other Titan up on four people.
No.
And he turns around. And he can. Fiend's grip up on Mantis as well. Coming from Always Wanna Fly. Equal. Dead. That's gonna be still an arrow though. And that's gonna be Mantis and Motherfucker turning the fight around. They kill off the Gyrocopter.
Where is Resolution during all this?
The Resolution is like, you know, I'm farming mid.
Yeah,
Screw you
except
guys.
he's the Aegis carrier, so like if one person needs to be in a fight like that, it's probably him, right?
Yep. I think that he could
He
have
needs
turned this fight around.
travels. He really needs to swap those Dreadster travels like right now, because that was kind of inexcusably sloppy from Empire. Honestly, that disengage was so bad.
And
Even
they
though
didn't
the
have
hook
the Naga
shot,
Siren around there anymore either. So no song.
yeah, it's really just that was sloppy. Like I don't know, that was not good. Even though NEXT.kz was really sloppy too. Like the tornado messed up the unstable concoction,
Yeah.
and they needed the unstable concoction a hell of a lot more than they needed the tornado.
Yeah.
So they had unnecessary deaths, but still, the chasing intent from them was really good. And yeah, when Empire is not together as 5, when it's 5 versus 2, yeah, it's definitely a...
Yeah, then NEXT.kz can take a fight. They still
Yeah.
lose the clockwork, but yep.
And as a result of that, I mean, Alchemist is actually pretty close to Assault Cross. He's only 800 off, and Assault Cross is going to be a huge deal for them for NEXT.kz.
I think so too. They really need that extra armor, especially when up against the Shadow Fiend with that presence of the Dark Lord. They need something against that, so that's going to be very important. Alchemist, he is really trying to transfer into more than being just a support. He's got his BKB now down to 8 seconds. His damage output might not be that great, but because of his Hand of Midas, he's actually level 16 right now, which is not the highest because that's the Gyrocopter, still level 21 by the way. But he's getting there. He's getting there.
And he's 4 levels ahead of Mag, and Mag's the offlaner, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not that Elder Titan needs levels. Elder Titan is OP at any level. He's like Cars. Cars are unsafe at any speed. Elder Titan is OP at any level, but I don't know. I think the Alchemist could be a big deal. If this game runs really long, then yeah, Alchemist suddenly is going to be carrying. After the Cuirass, if he goes like Basher into Abyssal, suddenly your Shadow Fiend and Gyro are pretty in danger.
Yeah, what do you feel about Elder Titan skipping his second level in his ult?
Well, the sleep has been... The extra time on sleep is quite good because they have a lineup that actually combos pretty well. Like, for instance, with Shadow Fiend Ultimate. Yeah. You know how that amazing sleep kept Gyro alive really long in this fight? If Shadow Fiend is there, they literally instantaneously kill every single person on NEXT.kz. Right?
That is true.
Like, every person dies, straight up.
True. And I mean, that 4-man sleep was definitely impressive. Yeah.
And the extra ranks don't give you much at all.
It only gives you extra slow, I guess.
Yeah, which is... Because they already have Naga sleep and things like that, like, it's not really that germane to what he's trying to do. Whereas the extra ranks of the Stomp, the extra second of it, I think, is better than the extra second of slow. I mean, that's really the comparison, right? 1 second of stun versus 1 second of slow. Yeah. And I know which one of those I'd take.
Yeah, stun over slow, for sure. Resolution has just finished up his butterfly, by the way. That's a second butterfly on the map, as he is actually going for the exact same build as the Gyrocopter, which is funny and interesting. But yeah. I'm kind of hoping that Mirana will soon finish up her MKB, because right now, good luck trying to take those two down. They don't have any...
She doesn't have the damage.
Yeah, and they don't have any form of piercing through that evasion, and an MKB is needed.
I agree. I think MKB will be his next Adam pickup, though. Like, he'll definitely either ditch the Midas or... what am I saying? Of course he's not going to ditch the Midas. He'll, like, ditch the TP scroll and make an MKB. I don't know. I think... I still feel like because we haven't seen that many 5v5 fights, Empire look worse than the position that they really are in. But now I'm not sure. I feel like Alchemist is starting to become a viable threat. This is a very interesting game, actually. I mean, both teams have had some amazing plays and some not-so-amazing plays, but overall, it's getting really tense.
Yep, and the Assault Cross ready. The Demon Edge already picked up for the Marana, so that's indeed the start of the MKB. And of course he's got the money for it, so he just won't be having his his buyback ready. But I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I mean, there's not been that many fights, to be honest. It's only 8 to 11. There's been 19 kills in 39 minutes. Nice Sunstrike. Resolutions have been quite low from that, actually.
They're so beefy.
Yeah.
That pure damage. I mean, he's got maxed Exort, so... Invoker is really... I mean, as I said, Invoker is the most level-dependent hero in the game. Most heroes after, like, 17, or rather 16, like, they just don't get that much from each subsequent level. Not true of Invoker. Like, right up until level 25, all of his spells are getting better, so... Even if the last level is mainly just for Deafening Blast, like, still, it's really great.
I love
BKB,
this pickup
like,
for Silent, by the way.
What did he get?
Scythe of Ice.
Ah, yeah. Scythe on carries is the hotness. It's so good.
I mean, they don't really have any other Scythe of Ice carrier, at least not with the amount of gold they're getting.
Yeah.
And they really need those extra disables. It is... I really love it.
The thing about Gyro is I think Abyssal is a little better for him, but Scythe is good too. And it's mainly an anti-Invoker tool here, because Invoker doesn't have a BKB, and he's not going BKB next.
No. He needs
He's
to
going...
be,
I guess that's Lincoln's?
Lincoln's or Shiva's Guard. I think...
No, you wouldn't... Ult Orb doesn't build Shiva's.
I know, but
the
I
option
feel like he
is Scotty.
should have one. I really hope
Yeah, he
that
could get one, but I don't think he'll build one. I think he's gonna probably go Lincoln's.
Scotty.
Scotty would be legit, but I think Lincoln's... Because you can put it on the Marana, for instance.
The second time ever. Well, we have
Mantis,
a smoke up.
Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis being
Oh, he's
forced
gonna leap
to
into them. He's dead.
Nope. He is hexed up. He is gonna be ensnared. Oh, is
doesn't
that
have
coming out a
buyback.
bit too late? Perhaps
doesn't
he'll
have
make it
buyback.
out. Nope, he won't. Never mind that.
Not good. Roche is not quite up yet, but still. This is a really rough death. If they're gonna try to force the buyback, and the Marana's not gonna buy back, and they'll be like, and they're gonna try to push Rax off that, probably.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't have the gold for it, which is indeed true. This will be the first tier 2 tower that they take. Perhaps, I don't know if he can, but Wadafaka might be able to force some TPs back, but he doesn't pick up any, like his Forged Spirits aren't there. So...
Yeah, they need, like... This is really rough. They need, like, a tower to give Marana the gold to buy back, and they can't do it.
Wadafaka.
Clock has cogs, so they can delay a while. Only 45 seconds for Marana. Empire might actually decide not to, because Roche is going to be up pretty soon. Well, they don't know. He's not, but they don't know that.
Oh, Hex up on Wadafaka. Silent in action once again. You get 4 staff into safety, though, and the stomp only hits
Nice
on
sleep.
equal and amazing.
Nice sleep.
Fiend's Grip coming out as well, but equal. He'll be the first one to die. Requiem of Souls helping out. Another one drops. It is amazing. Oh, that sounds really awkward, but that's actually his name. So, yeah, 3 drop. Manta's still dead, of course, and this is gonna be a tier 3 tower.
Yikes. This is, they losing those 2 heroes. Nice ET sleep.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Into Fiend's Grip. I mean, it's just like they have so many combos in their lineup.
Yeah, so many cores. Sunstrike will still hit up a resolution, but I'm not going to be doing anything that he can't fix, especially not with an urn coming out as well. Ranged Rex will be picked up. And they could actually go for the melee Rex as well, I think. Oh, Marana comes back, though. BKB turned on by Silent. Wadafaka in some trouble. Hexed up for the second time this fight. Forced up into safety. It is enough. He comes back with the Meteor, trying to force everybody Vampire outside of their base. They won't be able to take anybody down just yet, and the mechanism gets popped. Ooh, nice split by Vanscore. It's not enough though. Marana still with an arrow flying. We'll take him down. Naga buys back though. Teleports back to the tier 2. Won't be able to save
Naga's
team,
got
though.
ult again.
Yeah, BKB
Nice
again for the second
staff.
time this fight from Resolution. Moonlight Shadow coming in, but there is a ward.
That was just all about the Force Staff to me. Putting Resolution out of those cogs so early and avoiding any sort of combo on him. Where's the Sunstrike? Oh.
Yeah, Silent Hexed up. Deafening Blast. They are able to take him down. Soul Assumption comes in. The
Yikes.
song is too late. That's actually very good. Maybe NEXT.kz can make something happen. Oh, there's a buyback.
They're gonna try to force the gyro buyback at least, I feel like, but it's gonna be really difficult. Nice kill onto Naga here.
Yeah,
really nice.
and an arrow as well. They should be able to take that. Indeed.
Now
tier
she
2
bought
tower.
back, so she won't be back for 60 seconds.
That's great. This is, or at least great for NEXT.kz. This is what like NEXT.kz has to do. They have to now force. The buyback will try to get as much as they can in return. Maybe even go for Roshan, who is up again in just a moment.
I don't think Rosh is up for another like minute and a half. Oh, never mind.
Like,
I lied.
couple
He's
of
up like in
seconds.
2 seconds. I completely lied.
If the
This was the
buyback comes, they
maximum
can do
Roshan
that.
time, by the way. The exact maximum time that he can take to respawn.
Indeed. That's a tier 3. Fortification comes out, still no buyback.
Yikes.
They really don't want to use it there. Oh my god, that was a bane that was there just a moment ago. Resolution still there. Now comes a buyback. In comes the Earth Splitter. That is only going to hit up on Mans. Actually, what the fuck gets hit by that as well. The Stomp up on Reeves. He's going to be okay as well. Gets Hex first though. Still has his own BKB and he will indeed. He dies so fast if he doesn't have his BKB on.
No TP on Visage.
Oh god, that's going to be him dead. There's no Roshan for NEXT.kz for sure.
Well, it's probably Rosh for Empire.
Yeah, it is. They. Oh god, the familiars. They still got the range racks.
Has no buyback.
That's going to be put in the racks at an even pace.
Yeah, they're even on barracks, which is surprising. That was a really effective push from NEXT.kz. Wadafaka has we've under-acknowledged how careful and good of an Invoker game this has been, but he's been using Ghost Walk really effectively. He's positioned well. He hasn't died. He's the only person in this game who has not died.
And he goes for Resolution. Nice 4-step though.
Sure
Hex up on Wadafaka. Silent coming in with his BKB pop, but again the invisibility saves lives.
Now it's down to 5 seconds. Resolution, I think his is at 4. They've got 2 Satanics, so the problem is that they can only lock one person, but I don't know.
Yeah, and they don't have the song anymore either, so Roshan is not that safe. And it looks like NEXT.kz doesn't want to give up Roshan anyways. Arrows. Oh, it's up on Silent! They won't be able to go in, but they know who's there. Tornadoes coming in as well, just delaying the fight, hoping that Alchemist will be back in time. Lincoln's, as you called out correctly, popped already. His Invoker does not get Nightmared. Nor Fiend Script. Actually, that was a Fiend Script. No Fiend Script for a minute and a half. That's pretty important.
Yeah, I'm lagging out really hard, so I need to figure out what's going on.
Okay, I still hear you just fine. So that's all right. Gem on the floor. Will be picked up by the Bane. Roshan, though, I mean, it's still up for grabs. Still up in the air who's going to try and take that one. Well, both are going to try, obviously. It's just still questionable who's going to win the fight. We do have everybody of NEXT.kz rotating top once again, rotating middle once again, and they really want to have a fight.
Poor Roshan.
Sending out some arrows to check out on Roshan, who will have a cheese this time as well. And you are indeed disconnected from the game. Oh, what a fucker. Careful there. 4-step forward. Hex is being blocked by that Lincoln's once again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that wasn't actually a Hex, that was just the homing missile, so still a Hex up for Silent. Still Roshan up for grabs, as looks like Mantis is trying that by himself. He's not really that successful with it because he's taking quite a beating. But he's taking it half down. Has to be so careful though, because one fight could really kill him off right there. Oh, that's a long tornado, isn't it? You can tell how much these two teams want to take down Roshan. So we're waiting for Vickerman to come back. Sure, we'll be back any moment. Resolution, 3k gold in his inventory. They know they have to keep the buyback up. He can't spend any gold unless he has a full new item. Or unless he keeps his buyback when buying something. Because those buybacks are so important, as we just saw. If you buy back too late, you could lose your racks for it. It happened. NEXT.kz already split pushing on the top lane as well, forcing everybody of Empire back. And Empire, all they can do seemingly right now is respond. They don't really try to force out anything of themselves. Just responding. Since everything is happening on their side of the map, if they force out a fight on their side of the map with the lanes pushed out as they are, they might lose more than just a Roshan. They might lose their racks. They might lose tier 3 towers, and they don't want that Mantis coming back fully replenished on health. And the familiar stun, the BKB turn on. They want to try and take this. A BKB, he will get the Aegis. A song comes in, but it doesn't matter with that BKB on. BKB runs out. The cheese still picked up by Resolution. That's at least something. It is going to be still the Van score that drops with an arrow hitting up on him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, they split the loot. Ooh, pun intended. Cogs coming out. Resolution turns on his BKB. Can't go for equal just yet. That was almost when Fly scores back. Has got his Ghost Scepter pop. Arrow will hit. But Nightmare still there upon Mantis. He will not be able to go. Otherwise, when it flies, the Sunstrike is going to miss. The Fiend's Grip is going to come in. Mantis, though, there's no damage coming out. Requiem of Soul That's gonna be the damage, that's gonna be an Aegis. And that might be a Mirana dead unless his team comes to help out. What a fuck, already to the rescue. They go for Mag. He gets hexed up. Mechanism is popped. The arrow will still hit though. Leap forward, what a fuck, a 4-star forward rather. But what a fuck, still taking enough damage to go down. That's Resolution with 900 extra gold because of an unstoppable streak. Buyback on the Invoker. Matt is still alive. The cheese still, no, not up anymore in Resolution. He was forced to use that one. And in the meantime, Reeves is still farming top, still keeping the lane pushed out, forcing Silent to continuously be on that top lane with Amazing still sitting around there as well, still wanting to have his Aghanim Scepter, not getting that just yet. And we do have NEXT.kz coming out ahead of that fight. Of course, getting the Roshan, getting the most of the kills. They have got 7,500 gold in favor of Empire with the experience graph. I mean, even though it's 4K experience, we can't really compare it that much. I mean, NEXT.kz, yeah, they are ahead, but 4K is really nothing at 49 minutes into this game.
Regeneration.
We've got ourselves, level-wise, to level 25. So, you know, this is the last time I'm showing the experience graph, because the more people that reach level 25, the less that actually means the graph, because in the end, everybody will be level 25 and it will be evened out. So, the main thing that we have to keep an eye on right now are those level 3 ultimates. And we do have a level 2 on Visaged, who is the last one to reach that because he just got level 11. But most importantly, Bane, still level 2. Close though, he needs only a couple more points in experience to get his level 3. Naga Siren, still level 2, so that song has still got a pretty long cooldown there. And those are the most important cooldowns that we have to keep track of. Clockwork, fair enough, he'll probably want to have his level 3 as well, but he'll get it soon. Yeah, I have to keep an eye out for that, as in the meantime, NEXT.kz, they keep on the pressure. They're doing really nice here with making sure that they are continuously forcing Empire to defend their lane, so not really giving them any opportunity to make anything happen on the map. I do love this pickup as well though, Shadow Fiend. He is just following in the footstep of Silent. Look at it, look at his health, look at his inventory. BKB, Scythe of Ice, Satanic, Butterfly, MKB there as well, but we have got Scythe of Ice, Satanic, BKB, and Butterfly. The only difference is the Daedalus, as the Lincolns gets popped again on the Invoker for staff forward though. That was the Lincolns that, I think only a homing missile, yeah, so that's nothing too crazy. Ooh. Yeah, Mirana does fall off against other carriers later on in the game, and we see that here as well. I mean, her inventory is, I mean, she's not doing bad by any stretch. Ooh, leap forward, Mantis, able to get himself away. Looks like Empire is really on the hunt this time. He go first out in time, backed out in time. And smoke top as well for Empire. I really want to find some people, want to make a change in the way this game is going. Reeves, by the way, 4,600 gold. He is really starting to be kind of important. I wouldn't say dangerous just yet, as we have got Resolution finding him. In the meantime, Nightmare and Lincoln's on the Mirana will be kept safe. TP incoming. This is going to be the Invoker. Hacks up on Van Square. Lincoln's already popped. He's going to get that kill right now. Looking for Mag, and he might be able to get that. Mantis turns on his BKB. Looks for the arrow, doesn't find it, but it doesn't matter. The cold snap is enough. The cooldown comes down on both though. And in comes the hook shot. Doesn't really hit anything though. That's going to be always want to fly. Running for his life. The familiars might be able to get the stuns in. Can they get an arrow? Can they get a cold snap? Neither. Ghost Scepter gets popped. Flare comes in, still doing some damage. Requiem of Souls already getting charged up. Mantis hacks up, in some trouble, gets forced out into safety. Alchemist stun comes out on Resolution now. His BKB already on cooldown. The damage from Mantis, he just gets dropped so fast. Looks like Silent in a lot of trouble as well. He also will try to keep himself up with the Satanic, but it doesn't work. Buyback for the Gyrocopter straight away. Sunstrike tries to catch Always Wanna Fly, doesn't catch him though. But it doesn't matter, these melee racks, they will drop, and the top lane is pushing it as well, so they can rotate very easily. Always Wanna Fly goes down. Silent, who just bought back, gets stunned up again. He can't really do anything else, and actually, screw top lane. Just go for GG. NEXT.kz, they want to end this right here, right now. 6k gold on Alchemist, but they don't need it. They don't want to spend it. They just want to end the game right now, and they can't. Fortification comes out. In comes the song as well. Vanscore, they want to try to delay this as much as possible to give the Shadow Fiend a chance to come back out, because he cannot come back right now. No gold to buy back. Reeves, he doesn't care about anything else. He cares about the game, and it looks like the game has hereby ended. Well, come on, Dota. This is Dota, by the way. I mean, my stream is fine, my internet's fine, but apparently Dota doesn't want this game to end. 53 minutes in, and the game does not want to see the throne fall. Well, I think it is safe to say that NEXT.kz will take this, especially with the BKB just popped, so... Well... That's kinda awkward. Well, maybe we can still find ourselves a bit of a game there. Come on, reconnect back in. Well, we already saw the lobby being up for the next game. Come on, you can do it, interwebs. You can do it, Dotas. Dotas! Dotas, come back. Well, regardless, our next game of the day, if we can't make this load happen, we'll jump ourselves into the next game anyway. NEXT.kz would have taken that one. That actually means that they are still unbeaten, and this was one of their toughest opponents, so still unbeaten for NEXT.kz. Empire dropped their second game in the 3 games that they've had so far, and we are gonna go to our next game, which will be SSD taken on Virtus Pro. So we already have the lobby right here, so I will be right back with the game. There we go. Thank you for watching. I will be right back with the 3rd game of the day. And actually, I can just go for the outro because I still need to do that. So let's just do that and get ourselves into the 3rd game.